Blueprints, knowledge in paper form, for when we want to be a bit lazy with our science experiments, everyone. And as you can see, folk have been wanting a guide on them for a while now, but recent requests are still present for sure. So I guess it's time to do a bit of reading then. Blueprints are an interesting topic, everyone, as they seem straightforward, yet misunderstood. And I think it's due to people not actually knowing that blueprints and rare blueprints are two entirely different things. So, let's fix that, shall we? And we'll start with basic blueprints, as there are but 3 ways to find and obtain them in all of Don't Starve Together. One being tumbleweeds, folks. We have a 1% chance at rolling a blueprint drop with a 0.1% chance of said blueprint potentially being almost any craft from darn near every crafting tab in the game. And that's pretty interesting, honestly. However, I would have to imagine that by the time you're focusing on picking tumbleweeds, you will have already built at least a science or alchemy engine, so these crafts are just going to be available to you anyways. Still, it's worth a note. As yes, I'm not actually lying when I say that there aren't many sources of blueprints to take advantage of, everyone. We just highlighted how tumbleweeds will likely just drop crafts we already have made. But how about super specific set pieces spawning with super specific blueprints? As option 2 are boons, everyone. Boons found with failed survivors dotted around the map, mind you. Now there is zero guarantee of any of the right set pieces even spawning, and only a handful of them even contain blueprints in general. So yeah, we're starting to see the picture here, I think. Cause even our third and final source of normal blueprints is about as limited as they come. Yes, fishing in the Oasis Lake gives us a decent chance to obtain blueprints that are on par with the types that tumbleweeds may provide. However, this is only for summer, mind you. Plus, you have higher chances to get fish and trinkets overall, along with a number of rarer blueprints, as yes, we are already in rare blueprint territory, folks. But 2 last normal blueprint notes here. The first being, reading a blueprint of an unknown craft in Don't Starve Together grants us 15 sanity. However, it is a one-time deal, so don't go thinking that you can just abuse the thing. And secondly, for whatever reason, sunken chests offer one of, if not the only, normal source-specific blueprint in the entire game. That being the blueprint for the tin fishing bin, a seafaring craft that keeps ocean fish and even lobsters fresh and actually stops their spoilage altogether. And I really don't know why this is, because the tin fishing bin is immediately available to craft the moment you create a think tank, but sure. Why not? But speaking of fish, we are back at it, at the Oasis Lake here, as it's time for rare blueprints, everyone. 3 can be gotten here alone, and they are as follows: the fashion goggles, the desert goggles, and the potted succulent blueprints. Potted succulents are purely decorative. Fashion goggles offer sanity restoration, but desert goggles use fashion goggles in their craft and do all of that, plus allow for us to navigate the sandstorm with ease. So, yup, it's good stuff. Antlion drops the rare blueprint for the lazy deserter upon death, or when traded the specific beach toy trinket found only in the Oasis Lake, mind you. So it's going to be up to you how to go about obtaining it yourself. But now, the Lazy Deserter is a magic tab craft that I get questioned about all the time. So here's the gist of it. A Lazy Deserter is a teleporter that if you were to have 2 of them in your worlds, you would be able to touch one, have others touch the second, and then they all would be instantly teleported to your location. Then, of course, just the opposite actions would result in opposite reactions. It's cool stuff. That fly that looks like a dragon over yonder drops the scaled furnace blueprint upon death, and it is a structure tab craft, costing red gems, charcoal, and a dragonfly scale itself. but the furnace itself provides permanent heat, permanent light, and can even be used to cook on. So it is arguably one of the best things to have in base for sure, so best of luck to you in getting its blueprints. But do keep in mind that this is not the only place to see said blueprint drop. In fact, several rare blueprints all have an interesting alternative drop, but more on that later. For now, let's talk the bundling wrap blueprints. Primarily obtained via a bee queen kill, bundling wrap has a couple additional steps to it in order to craft, but once you do so, it changes everything. Suddenly a potential 4 inventory slots become 1. Food stored within bundling wrap stays at its level of freshness forever, and but a single rope will be needed to continuously make more bundling wrap once a package is open, as wax paper is returned each time no matter what. Yup, bundling wrap practically breaks the game. But you do have a big time boss to handle first. But yes, the Melbatross. This big blue bird is such a cool boss, yet it's one of the most annoying to both encounter and kill, for Pete's sake. Still, do so, and you'll get 3 separate blueprints for it. The feathery canvas, the winged sail, and the newest waterfowl can blueprints. The former 2 go together as one leads to the next, but the can came with the recent Reap What You Sow update, and is 4 times as efficient as normal watering cans, so make note there. Good luck. But in sticking on the water for a minute here, the Crab King also drops a blueprint, and it's for something called a Strident Trident. It is a weapon craft that is quite expensive actually, but it does a lot of really cool things to make up for that. It can be played to summon geysers that deal 85 damage to whatever it hits, and even break sea stacks or other structures, all the while being a melee weapon still that deals 68 damage while on a boat, plus being able to uproot ocean-based kelp now. Neat stuff. Appropriately, Pearl, aka the Krabby Hermit, is our next source of rare blueprints actually, and she has 2 of them to sell to boot. Now, we must be at least at level 1 friendship with her to purchase them, mind you, but that is super easy to accomplish. Do so, and buy blueprints for Shell Beach Turf and the Pinching Winch. Shell Beach Turf is literally just the turf I'm standing on right now, mind you, but a pinching winch will be needed for sunken chests, obtaining the Celestial Tribute following a Crab King kill with Pearl's Pearl Socketed, or even for ocean debris if you choose. So yes, it is very important actually. But let us return to a much more basic level of rare blueprint, everyone, at least for a moment here. The Stagehand can spawn most anywhere, however it is usually just off a brick road, so make note there. Now, hammering this thing 86 times results in the rare blueprint for end tables, and these things are pretty neat. End tables are one of the few structures in the game that can be used as impassable walls in many cases and ways, even with many bosses to boot. They're used in mob farms a lot for that very reason, but they can also be decorative as well, and heck, that is their original purpose. But plant petals, light bulbs, and glowberries for some cool results. But yes, back to the big boys here. Like Toadstool, for example. Both variants of Toadstool drop blueprints, but their numbers and specifics actually vary. But for now, just know that normal Toadstool will drop a blueprint for one of the 3 fun caps, as well as another blueprint for the Mushlight or Glow Cap. The latter 2 both provide long-lasting light, as they will slow the rate of spoilage of light bulbs and such within them by 25%, but only glow caps can be made to throw off colored light, mind you. But now the fun caps are dress tab items that reduce our hunger drain when worn, produce mushroom spores of corresponding color, but unfortunately speed up the spoilage of our perishables in our inventories, so be careful there. But yes, your ears do not deceive you. You will be needing to kill Toadstool multiple times in order to get all these blueprints. But Mystery Toadstool is a different ballgame here, in more ways than one, mind you. But for us today, what matters is that he drops 2 blueprints for fun caps, 1 for a glow cap, and 1 for an entirely new item called a Knapsack. The Knapsack is a fighting tab craft that many will not know how to craft at all, I bet. But this is also not the video for that either. So for now, just know that the Knapsacks can be thrown to put mobs and even bosses to sleep for 20 seconds, but it will not impact you. So have fun. But let's start wrapping up here with a bit of puzzle solving, folks. No, seriously, these next 2 rare blueprint sources are both going to require that little brain box of yours to be working. And the first is with the ancient Orchestrina here. Now, we have talked the Forgotten Knowledge update extensively, so I will not keep you long. Activate the archives, get the 3 distilled knowledges, solve the Orchestrina puzzles 3 times, and enjoy the Terra Firma Tamper, Collected Dust, and the Astral Detector blueprints, everyone. With the latter 2 being wildly important. But you know what aren't? Relics. Well, replicated relics, that is. But the heck are replicated relics in Don't Starve Together, Beard? Ah, yes. I would have to imagine that a lot of you likely have zero idea what I'm about to be going on about with secret combinations of specific items placed within the ancient chest near the ancient pseudoscience station leading to decorative replicated relics. But yes, it's a whole thing, and guess what? It leads to blueprints, so that's why it's in the video. But you're probably gonna have to learn some more about these things in another video, so here you go. But finally, Claus's loot stash. No, your eyes do not deceive you. Plenty of the blueprints that we have just discussed here today have a chance to drop from one of Claus's bundles too. So don't put your eggs all in one basket, everyone. Scaled furnaces, fun caps, bundling wrap, and heck, even the Strident Trident, which I didn't even know. So good stuff. And there you have it, everyone. Both a quick guide on where to find blueprints themselves and their limits, mind you, but also a rundown on how and where rare blueprints work and come from. I hope this helps set some expectations about these things overall, while also clarifying the distinction between most normal and rare variants of the blue papers of this universe, folks. Thanks for watching, well wishes to all, read up, and I'll see ya in the next one. Bye-bye.